Welcome to MADM Academy. This is level 4 of wireframing your website. So well done if you're watching this. This is going to be a much deeper dive into the UX and UI of your website. So UI means user interface, UX means user experience. So the UI, the user interface, how does your website look? Why does it need to look that way? And the UX is the user experience. What kind of experience does somebody have when they interact with your website? Going back to that example we used previously, using another food analogy, the user experience is like going to a restaurant. What is that experience like? And the UI is how does it all look? How is the restaurant laid out? How does it look? What are the staff like? Etc, etc. That's the UI. The UX is how does it feel? How do you interact with it? That is the UX. So the difference between UI and UX is interface, how does it look, versus the experience of what a user will have with your website. So all websites, or at least all well-planned websites, should have a clear objective. What do you want your user to do? What is the main objective that you would like your users to take? So if you are an individual that's building a website to be a promotional portfolio site that you can use to promote yourself online, it's got examples of your previous work, it's got all the information on there that you need it to, what outcome do you want? What outcome do you want your users to have? And for most people in this position who are looking for a new job or a better job, or perhaps their first job in a particular industry, the best outcome possible is having a company owner or HR executive or similar actually click on to contact you, so to hopefully offer you a job interview or similar, or at least a conversation. So the clear outcome for an individual with a portfolio website is more than likely going to be that the user clicks on to contact you in order to hire you. That is a really, really good and well-defined objective. Similarly, if you're running a small business, you've probably got a good idea already of the primary objective that you would like the user, or ideally your customer, to take. So an example would be a local gardening service, for instance. If you're using a website to promote yourself again online, then the ideal outcome is going to be that somebody visits your website to see that you offer the services that they need. The website, really conveys a level of trust and demonstrates and showcases that the work that you're able to complete and do is exactly what the customer's looking for their own garden. And the ideal outcome in that case would be that they would then contact you to call you or message you, or however you would like them to contact you, probably through a phone call perhaps. And that would be the clear core objective of your website. So even though they're totally different websites for totally different industries, we've got quite a similar end objective. So there is a technique, it's a metric, which is CRO, which stands for conversion rate optimization. So the conversion rate is how many people interact with your website versus how many people actually convert into calling you or contacting you, or doing a particular action on your website, such as buying from you, whatever it might be. So you divide the number of possible people that could have actually taken the action by the number of people that did take the action. So let's keep it super simple. You want people to contact you in order to arrange a job interview, for instance, and you find that 1 in every 50 people end up doing that. So 50 people visit your website, 2 of them So for every 50 people that visit your website, 2 of them decide to contact you. So that would give you a 4% conversion rate. So just to make it clearer, if 100 people visited your website, then 4 of them converted, so to speak, into a potential lead or potential job opportunity. Then the website served its purpose at a ratio of 4%. So for every 100 people, how many of them are actually clicking on to take the desired action? So that's all about conversion rates. We're trying to convert as many possible leads or potential customers into actionable steps, which is really the core objective of most websites. Whether you're signing up for a free trial or buying from a website, you really want to be trying to optimize your conversion rate. So we're going to look here into kind of like how we can try and help us do that. And as with all aspects of digital marketing, it's never a case of trying to achieve perfection immediately. It's about doing, making sure it's good enough, and then testing, seeing how users are responding, testing different elements, different layouts, trying to tweak things, following good practices, and hopefully over time, being able to make changes so that we can continually keep increasing your conversion rate. So a common question that we're asked all the time in the agency is this: what's a good conversion rate? The reality is there is no answer to that. One conversion rate for one company might sound great. Compare that to a different industry, or certainly the same company within a different company within the same industry. The conversion rate might be entirely different. And with this, we can actually look at the quality of the traffic, so the quality of the users visiting your site. So what we mean by this is how many of the people visiting your website could ever be a lead anyway. If they're perhaps coming through to your website as a result of an advert that was sort of misleading or not very clear, then you're going to have a terrible conversion rate, because you're attracting people to your website that were just never going to buy from you. And this is a trap that a lot of people fall into when they first get started with digital marketing, that they will try and get as many followers on social media as possible, as many ad clicks, as far up the rankings on Google as possible for as many different things. And the reality is you're just wasting your time. You're getting tons and tons of people coming to your site that they're just time wasters, basically. So this is about precision digital marketing. This is about making sure that at every stage we are talking to the people that we really want to be able to help. So if you're wanting to be a graphic designer and work for a small local agency based in Liverpool, for instance, then you tailor your website, you tailor your content, your digital marketing to small agencies in Liverpool. Sounds obvious, sounds like common sense. How many people actually go out and do that in the real world? You'd be surprised. It's very, very few. We need to be applying logic and a lot of common sense here. So as we scroll down, we can start looking at the layout of our website. And again, this is well before we even consider styling. So we've not even looked at colors or fonts or anything like that. What we want to do is really create an environment for good conversion rate optimization, and we're doing this here immediately with a clear call to action in the top right hand corner. Good calls to action are clear, they're not wishy-washy, they're not maybe try and call me or you might wish to call me or anything equally as wishy-washy as that. It wants to be clear: hire me, contact me, buy now, call, whatever it might be along those lines. Shop now, buy now, contact me. These are clear and they get a much better response rate than wishy-washy, you might like to do this. It's the same as going on a date. Marketing is very much like the conversation of wanting to go on a date with somebody, and these calls to action are that, it's asking somebody on a date, it's asking somebody to go on another date as well. They're the calls to action. You go too wishy-washy with it, you're gonna lose people on that. You need to be clear, demonstrate that you know what you're talking about, that you've got that level of authority there in terms of your knowledge, and you're confident in your abilities as well. So we've got that. The logo in the top left hand corner, please do not do what some companies do, which is just put a massive logo in the center of the screen. Nobody really cares about it, and it's just very, very what is the word, look at us, look at our website, look at our logo. That is not going to work. What you want to have is a logo in the top left hand corner, a good navigation bar with clear navigational links. You want your clear calls to action to be here as well, so you've got them twice on the above the fold section. The same goes for your mobile version as well, so top right, and here we want a transitional call to action as well. So what about the people that are potentially interested in buying from you or committing to do some kind of transaction with you? They're just not ready just yet. We need what is called a transitional call to action here as well. As we go down, we can start looking at other parts of the website. So here, we don't want to be doing things just for the sake of it. If it doesn't have to be on the website, then get rid of it. That is a very, very good motto to live by. Like, if it doesn't need to be on the website, get rid of it. Again, another cooking analogy, because I just love the cooking analogies. If you're making some food and something that doesn't need to go into it, why put it in there? If it isn't going to benefit the end product, why have it there? If it's not going to benefit somebody, get rid of it. The less is more philosophy works really well with websites. So the less that you have on there, to an extent, the more impactful each of these elements is going to be. And every good website is just built up with lots of good, well-placed and well-positioned elements. So we're looking here at the best elements, the best structure to have for maximum conversion rate. So this should be the same really, whether you're doing it for yourself as an employee or a potential employee, or self-employed sole trader, or whether you want to be selling more products or services on behalf of a business. You should really be following these same principles. So we'll go here, top of the site, clear calls to action, top right hand corner, and here as well, clear navigation, a user experience layout that people kind of understand from plenty of other websites as well. We go down, some more content that's going to be relevant, so relevant image here, maybe an example of some work that you've done, for instance, and a headline to go with it. A great headline here, if you've got one, could be a nice review from a customer or a previous client. Go down a little bit further, watch my video below. Obviously you would like a much nicer headline than that, but that is not the topic here. Wireframing is not about doing all of this stuff. It's just saying basically there's going to be some title, a title, some text here. The video, another call to action. Make it clear. You've watched my video, okay, you're impressed, let's talk, contact me. Then here, step 1, step 2, step 3, contact me, let's talk about your goals, and step 3, receive your finished product or design, whatever it might be, some text here. Let's go down here, and this is where you can actually put some more information, really make the sell. And then, you've guessed it, another clear call to action down here as well. So this is a very good little starter. You can continue to add things to it by all means. Add another section or two if you feel it's justified, but really to just get started, this will be more than enough. It's a simple layout, it's easy to follow, it's very user intuitive in terms of they'll know how to interact with this website. It's simple, you don't need excessive things on there. The styling and the bells and whistles can come after. For now, whether you're selling products, services, selling a brand, whatever it might be that you're selling, whether you're selling it yourself in terms of wanting to land a job and you're wanting to sell yourself to potential employers, this is a very, very good layout to follow. And in the future videos, we're going to be looking at in more detail the different aspects of it, really diving into the videos that you can have here, the images, the steps, styling, design, how does the branding come in with it. What you should be writing is a hugely, hugely important part of a successful website, and that cannot be overstated. Learn how to write copy and your websites will perform much better as well. So hopefully today you've actually achieved quite a lot. You've got a wireframe built. Even if it's just for your home page, it's going to get you started. You don't really have to do it for every other page, but if you would like to, maybe for 2 or 3 important pages, then do it. But really it's your home page and it's above the fold section. With these, you're going to find the next steps when it comes time to styling it so much easier, because what you can do now is you can save this file, you can then go and duplicate it as well, make a copy. So now you've got the wireframe, and now you can use this to start really styling your website. So let's just find an example image of, let's say, astronaut. Let's say you're selling space shuttles or flights to the moon. We can have our image here. This can go here. Or do you want to have this as the background image, for instance? That can go there, and then we can, change a filter and make it so we can see the text. But for now, let's go with what we said. And again, this is not a styling video, this is wireframing, so we're not going to lose ourselves too much here. But all of a sudden, we can start seeing, well, actually, this is how it's going to start looking. This is the next file. This is not the wireframe file, but we're just giving you a little taster of what can go next. So we would go maybe dark with this, a little purple here, and this is the natural progression from the wireframing process. So you've done the hard work on the wireframe, you've got all the elements on there that you want to include, and now it's time to start styling, which is exactly what we're going to look at in the next videos. So we're going to leave it there on this one because it's just going to get messy very, very soon, and we're going to go off on a tangent. But I hope that you've really found use with this wireframing process today.